our radar this morning? Let's come to that right now. First, that I'm watching out for and on my watch list is Seagal India. It's a thumbs up for the stock. That's because its arm is in agreement with NHAI, that's the National Highway Authority of India, for a road project worth 981 crores. The project was on a HAM basis. That's a hyper annuity model. Completion period and operation period is about 24 months. So now if you look at the order book position of a Seagal, the order book stands at 12,000 odd crores, a little more than 12,000 odd crores as of September 2024. And order inflow stood at 2,500 crores in H1. So if I look at the entire order inflows of 2,500 crores in H1, 981 crore order with NHAI is not that small. I think it's an important one and might see an upside on the stock, if not today, but definitely it is a positive. It has a strong order book position as well, Seagal, 4 times book to build ratio. So that's one we're watching out for. Now, EPAC Durable is a bit of an interesting one. There was a media report that China's TV company wants to buy a 26% stake in EPAC Durable's arm. The stock was up already, 5% up. Now, the only reason is usually clarifications don't lead to a thumbs up, but the only reason I'm saying this is because in the clarifications, they mention that discussions are currently in the preliminary stage and will disclose as and when required. So in a sense, there is a confirmation that talks are on at the very least, and which is why this is a thumbs up fundamentally. On the other hand, Raymond Lifestyle, this is now, that was on circuit all of last trade on 24th. MOSL, Motilal Oswal, has initiated a buy on Raymond Lifestyle, recently listed arm of the Raymond Group, and of course part one of the entire demerger process. They have rated a buy with a target price of 3,000 rupees. That's a 49% upside. So that's the reason I've actually picked it. The company has multiple growth drivers in place, says Motilal Oswal. They expect a 12 to 14% growth to improve Q3 collections, and the company to see 9 to 11% CAGR in revenue, EBITDA and PAT over FY24 to 27. So some excitement there on Raymond Lifestyle from Motilal Oswal. So yeah, those are the first 3 that I'm talking about.
Interesting. Since you spoke about clarifications, I thought the clarification from Amber was interesting as well. So, I mean, this is what the company said. So that's the first stock on my radar. It was up 5% yesterday. The company is clarified on the report of company looking to demerge electronics division. The company says that there is no such event that triggers disclosure obligations. No firm denial to the news report. Just saying that we don't need to disclose right now. Fine, the event hasn't happened, you don't need to disclose right now. But no firm denial that no such an event is not thought of or anything of that nature. And therefore, never know, the stock may continue to remain excited. So keep an eye out for that one for sure. Keep an eye out for 2 order wins. Ramki Infra, we don't know the size of the order win, but it's received an LOA from Hyderabad Metropolitan Water Supply Board for a period of 5 years. Now, we don't know the size of the order, but pending that, it does seem a positive announcement, so that might be active. And Panacea Biotech has received an LOA from UNICEF for a supply of 115 million doses for its bivalent oral portfolio vaccine worth 127 crores in calendar year 25. So watch out for that. I'll leave for Tamanna to analyze Ola Electric. She tracks it very closely, but I do want to give a small piece of analysis on Aarti Drugs. Now remember, the announcement came in dying moments on the last half an hour in Tuesday's session. Our colleague Varsha had given clarity on what it means, but I'm just laying it out because the stock was up 12% yesterday in some numbers terms as to what can happen. So as a result of this, now company will be able to export API products to US, maybe about 60 to 80 crores annually. Could look to add production lines as well, which could add another 40, 50 crores. Now the management has to verify all of this, and the management will be joining us tomorrow, by the way, first on NDTV Profit. So you'll obviously hear from the management themselves, but because the stock was up 12% on Friday, just thought we'll bring this up. So this is one. The other interesting, and by the way, we'll also come back on the Nuvama Amphi note, because I think it's very interesting. But before that, the Ola Electric expansion. Now, shaft around in media for not having adequate service centers. The fact that they are saying that they've opened 3,200 new stores co-located with service centers. Does it add some bit of positive outlay to their overall servicing, quote unquote, woes, if you will?
So they have been trying. They have been trying to change the image and outlook that there is a problem with service centers. So interestingly, Neer, since you mentioned it, we actually sent a reporter out yesterday and did a ground report. And of the 3 centers that were supposed to be opened in Mumbai, we saw 1 has actually opened and 2 have not yet. There was nothing on the locations that were mentioned. Could be, now I'm giving benefit of doubt here, could be that they are going to open it, but they have claimed that 3,200 service centers have opened. Not all of them have opened yet. Maybe they are in process. Completely benefit of doubt given over there. They are trying, so A+ for effort. But I think the real marks will come when they manage to push things through. They've also done a deep discount on 25th. It was a Christmas Day offer. They've announced it also on the 25th. So, I mean, did you give enough lead time for people to come in? So, definitely an interesting product, definitely a disruptive idea, but maybe these are teething troubles that they are having. So, the big overhang is central government agency pushed investigations into consumer redressal. That overhang has to go for it really to move. And the other big positive will definitely be when their own indigenous battery operations actually start.
Yeah, so that would be amazing. Yeah, good to see whether somebody in India is able to do, in some sense, a fully backward integrated thing. But the fact that some people have noticed that Bajaj Auto's new product is 45% cheaper than the previous one just goes to show how competition is heating up for everybody in this space.